and welcome. This is gonna be a video about 7 deadly sins, but we're not just, looking into cards to see how we suck at life, because that doesn't help. But we're gonna, look at the 7 deadly sins areas to see how can we improve our lives. So please don't take this as a reading that will tell you that you're a horrible person, because it's not. It's just gonna hopefully help you to find something in every area that you could, work on, that could make your life, or the day at least, better. So we have 3 piles as usual. We have pile number 1 with a coin. Not sure how you can see. I tried to, pick stuff that would connect to the deadly sins. So this is money. We have a gummy bear for pile number 2, and we have a ring for pile number 3. You can choose based on the number, the decks, the cards, the items, whatever speaks to you. And yeah, I'm gonna start with the money, no, not money, the coin pile. Because, yeah, should I talk about timestamp? You already figured that out, right? So yeah, if you chose the coin, then your pile number 1. This is gonna be your reading about the 7 deadly sins. And yeah, let's start. This is lust, greed, wrath, gluttony, envy, pride. I need to adjust the cards. And sloth. Okay, so like I said, it's not about you feeling horrible, but let's just start. So in the category or card as lust, which is how can I open up to more pleasure in my life. So we have the 5 of Cups, but in the reverse, which means that you're feeling kind of lost and depressed and stuff like that. That's never easy. You experienced the loss recently, or it doesn't have to be recently, but you're still in that stage of just feeling hopeless. So yeah, it's not gonna be easy in a sense that usually to get out of this 5 of Cups energy, you need to work on facing what you lost and realizing why it was such a big one. But because it's already reversed, I would say that you already started the process. So whatever you're doing to work on your mental health, that's what you're supposed to be doing. Do not just see the negativity, the loss, the pointlessness of things, because not everything will lead to long-term happiness or success in your life, but you have to find small joyful moments as well. Yeah, I would say that. Find those small moments in your life that would add a little more pleasure in your life. In the what is blocking my abundance position, we have the 7 of Cups, but in reverse, which means you're procrastinating, you're not moving, you're just in this 5 of Cups lost, inspirationless position, where you're like, oh yeah, later I will have a lot of options. All these options are gonna be there for me later. Right now there's nothing. But it's not true. So you have to get some plans, actually. make a list of what you want and why you want them, and prioritize them, and start working through this list. And you don't have to, you know, start with the big items on them, because they can be daunting. Just set up a list for an everyday, like add, I don't know, read half an hour or something, if reading is for you, or watch something that's not just, you know, mindless and just tunes you out. Just, you know, watch something like a TED talk or something, but make a plan. That's what I would say. That's blocking your abundance, is that you're just trying to, you know, go at it when you feel like it. No, you need to be more structured. Okay, in the red position, which is the are you carrying repressed anger or upset, you have the 5 of Swords, which means yeah, you do. At least that's what I would say, because this is in upright, it's a very selfish energy, but in the reverse, it's right now I would say it's even refusing to see that you're angry at someone. You know, that's why it's repressed. How can you work on this is actually admitting it, that for some reason you are probably envious in a way of someone, because you think that they got something that you were supposed to, because you worked for it. And maybe that's the one thing that's the loss that we're talking about in the first position. But the first step is to, you know, admitting that you have a problem, that you are angry at that person. Because if you don't even, you know, acknowledge it, then how can you move forward from it, right? I'll go in the gluttony position. We have the 6 of Cups. Oh, light is not so good, I hope you can see that. But in the reverse, this position is about how can you better nourish yourself. And that's maybe finding, you know, childhood friends as well. But reaching back to happier times, you know, don't just think about that loss that you suffered. See what was good in that situation and try to shift your focus on it. I know that you know, that's cliche to find that why it added to your life, not just see the loss because it ended, because it was there in your life. Something, I think it's connected to this one, but in general as well, you know, find those happy moments you already had and figure out why you were happy in them. Because if you make a list about why you were happy, then you might be able to see a pattern and use them. In the envy position, we have, and this is about how can you stop comparing yourself with others. We have the 4 of Swords, but in the reverse, and this card talks about giving yourself a rest, pretty much. So I would say, just take a break from social media, from thinking about, I know that it's easier said than done, but take a break in some way that will bring your attention to somewhere else. Like I said earlier, read a book, watch something that's, you know, useful and not just entertaining, because that can be good as well, but it's doesn't necessarily help you, you know. So don't watch reality TV, or don't watch those TV shows where you think that the characters have a better life, and you know you will never reach that because you will never have that option. So you need to take a break from that. And yeah, definitely social media break. That's clear. In the Pride position, we have the this is the how can I celebrate myself today position. We have the Eight of Pentacles, but in the reverse. The Eight of Pentacles is about, you know, perfecting, just reaching that stage where you work so hard on something and it's kind of boring in a way because you're in that repetitive stage where you're before the finishing stage, and it can be sometimes boring. So I think with this one I would say take a break from work and whatever you're working on as well. The take a break is quite, you know, strong in both of these positions. So you can, you know, celebrate yourself by just doing something for fun and for actual fun. I'm sorry. And not just, you know, thinking about work and, you know, no options and stuff like that. So yeah, have fun with something, you know, small that's not related to your, I don't know, life goal or just work in general. And we have the what can I do to step up or expand my self-care this week or this month, whatever, when you find this reading, is the Ten of Cups. And it's interesting because this card is about, you know, finding your happily ever after, so to speak. So I find it interesting that in a self-care reading, it could be either that you have, you know, people around you that you should let to take care of you a bit, you know, or finding this Ten of Cups energy within yourself. Be the Nine of Cups, find that place where you don't expect happiness to come from the outside. That's always true, by the way. So it could be, so yeah, I feel both things. Find the happiness inside you, work hard and find it inside you, because you're right now in this, you know, sad and lost place. But you can find that if you find what was good in whatever happened, and let other people around you to, you know, cheer you up, because you're not alone. Even if you feel like it, you're alone, you're not, because you have the Ten of Cups here. Okay, that was quite interesting, at least for me. Hope it was useful for you. Please consider liking and subscribing if it was, and even sharing with other people. And I'm gonna move on to pile number 2. Hello, pile number 2. If you chose this little gummy bear, this is gonna be your reading. Let's see. You have the Hermit. Oh, okay. Wands, Swords. Oh, another one. Okay. So in the last position, which talks about how can you open up yourself more for pleasures, we have the Hermit, but in reverse. The Hermit is that energy quite easily, you know, understandably, especially now, when you want to just shut down, you know, shut out the outside world, and, you know, you just want to be alone. But because it's in this position, and in the reverse, it just talks about, you know, get in touch with other people, have some company, go out and, you know, doesn't have to be, you know, literally going out, because I'm not sure if at this moment when I'm filming you can go out, but if you find it out later and everything is open up again, just go out and do something with your friends. If it's not physically possible, then reach out. There's a lot of ways to connect to people, so you need to come out of yourself a little bit more. In the greed position, which is talking about what's blocking your abundance right now, we have the Knight of Wands, which is a very passionate someone who, you know, who's ready to light your world on fire, so to speak. That energy that has a lot of passion, but can be sometimes unfocused, because the Knight is still learning the characteristics of the suit of the wand. So I would say sometimes you can be unfocused, and your energy towards your goal can fluctuate. So you need to find a way to balance it out, so you don't just do something when you know you're inspired to do, but you're gonna continue doing it when you don't feel like, you know, doing it at all. Whatever that you have, that you work that will help you reach abundance, you need to find a balance in it. In the red position, which is, am I carrying repressed anger or upset, we have the Eight of Wands. And I would say no. If you carry any anger or upset, it's in the open, because it's a very, I don't know, it's a very obvious and fast moving energy and direct, I would say. So I don't think you're that kind of person who would resent in quiet and, you know, just lash out later. I think you would be someone who would say immediately, like, hey, I don't like you, especially because you have the Knight of Wands here. I don't like what you did, I don't appreciate it, please don't. Which is a very good thing. In the gluttony position, which is the how can you better nourish yourself this week, we have the Seven of Swords, which is about sabotage and situation where you know you shouldn't do something, yet you're still doing it. So it's that kind of way, because it's in the nourished position when you overeat, or you eat something you know you shouldn't, you don't exercise, or you exercise too much, you know, you just overdo something that you shouldn't, you take too much break, you stay on your ass too long. So you know that, and sooner or later it will catch up to you. So it's time to take your diet and health a bit more serious. In the envy position, which is talking about how can you stop yourself comparing to others, you have the Page of Cups, and this is that stage. This is also a message, so don't check your messages every freaking minute, but it's about learning what's good for you emotionally. It's someone who's open, who's curious, so stay open and curious about why other people are the way they are, because and extend that what's the word, extend that whatever, just yeah, I know, very helpful. So try to see the good behind the action of a person, so you won't think that, oh, they are sharing their perfect life on Instagram because they are perfect. No, try to figure out and try to empathize with others in a way that they must feel alone, and they share all these things, because I'm just making this up, not everybody's like that on social media, obviously, or in real life, because they trying to prove to themselves that they are what they are portraying. So just don't forget that you're still at the beginning of the journey, whatever journey you're on. So there's a lot of ways that you can learn from other people and not be envious of them, trying to find what you can learn in their, you know, lives and mistakes. In the Pride, which is how can you celebrate yourself more, today we have the Sun, but in the reverse. This card, even in the reverse, I'm gonna show you the happy naked baby. Even in the reverse, it's just delayed happiness. So I would say you're not that far from being happy and, you know, knowing that you were celebrating yourself. So I don't think you need to do an extra, a lot of work in this department. You just have to think about what makes you happy in the long term and not give in to those short-term stuff. So I would say just concentrate on the big picture with the King of Wands energy as well. And in the Sloth position, which talks about how can you expand your self-care practice this week or whatever, even longer, we have the Ace of Wands, which is a passionate, creative new start. So do something that you like to do as a hobby, you know, something that makes you just happy for doing it because you're doing it, not, you know, because you want to gain something from the ending. Just enjoy the process of doing that, if that makes sense. And you know, it can be any kind of creative hobby, and by creative it doesn't have to be, you know, painting, writing, singing or dancing or anything like that. It's just something that for you ignites that fire that we all have, something that will make you feel, you know, like if you have to talk about it, or if you would talk about it with someone else, you would, you know, get worked up, so to speak. You get passionate about it. That's what you need to find. And because it's the Ace of Wands, it means that not everything will lead to, you know, long-term success, but it's not the point. It's the point is to start and to enjoy what you're doing in that moment. So yeah, try out new things, socialize with more, you know, with more people. And if you're 18 plus, you can take that socializing the way that I mean as well, because there's an Ace of Wands in the reading as well. So I would lie if I didn't see that. I didn't say I see that, but I'm not saying just go out and, you know, be careful. Okay, so this was your reading if you chose the little gummy bear. Hope you have a lovely week. Please like this video if you liked and find something that, you know, resonates with you. Consider subscribing, because that helps me. It helps, you know, it gives me a feedback to see what I'm doing makes any sense. And yeah, please just join me in the next one. Thank you. And I'm gonna move on to this pile. If you chose this little ring, then this is gonna be your reading. Oh no, sorry. Oh, we have the star. Okay. I still need to move a bit. Okay, let's see. So in the first position, which is lost, and it means how can you open up to more pleasure in your life, we have the Five of Wands. And now this card in this position, it means to me that there, you know, the Five of Wands is about an energy where, as you can see it very well on this card, and you know, there's conflict, but you don't know who's on whose side, and it's not serious conflict. it's just a lot of stick waving and a lot of shouting, and then just bickering, so to speak, usually amongst people who are close to each other. So it can be a friend group or family. Yeah, it's bugging my OCD, sorry. So you need to just, you know, not take these issues that's presenting right now too seriously, because you don't know who's on your side in an argument and who isn't. And if you can find, you know, the strength to just take a deep breath when a conflict or a situation occurs again, because these are usually conflicts that we run into regularly. Just take a deep breath and, you know, let it go, and that would, you know, make you a lot more calmer, and you would have time to actually enjoy yourself and not just concentrate on this bickering. In the greed position, which is talking about what's blocking your abundance, we have the star, which is the wishing on a star, you know, being hopeful, actually believing that it's going to happen. That's blocking you, that you don't believe it. So you actually have to tell yourself, please make some notes or affirmations, or make affirmations. That's a good idea, to remind yourself that you are worthy what you desire, and things will get better, but you need to believe it at first, because it can't happen if you don't believe it. In the red position, which talks about if you have repressed anger, upset, we have that, but in reverse. So I would say you don't have it anymore. I think you did, but you're already moving on from it. So you find some ways to deal with it. You realize that whatever anger and upset, or you're gonna realize soon that whatever anger and upset you're harboring towards someone that you know you can't tell for some reason, is just there for you to help you transform some areas of your life. So this conflict, maybe is the constant bickering, is there for you to realize that you need to change something in you, because you can't change other people. The only thing you can change is how you react in a situation. And I think that you're already learning that, or you're gonna start soon, you know, maybe with this reading you're gonna realize that and start using that, which is great. In the gluttony position, which is about how can you better nourish yourself, we have the Six of Wands, but in the reverse. Now the Six of Wands is public recognition, it's celebration. I don't know why, but I was just thinking, stop going out and eat in a restaurant because I know it's not possible, you know, for a lot of people, but maybe you're eating too much takeout. Could be that. For some reason, I don't know why. Yeah, that's what came to me. Because how can you better nourish yourself? Six of Wands. Yeah. Also, don't think that you need to look, feel, and be like other people. So don't follow other people's diets and other people's lifestyles just blindly, because most of the time our metabolism and stuff like that works differently. So just be very selective about the diet that you start, and don't you know, do the changes that you make. Don't make the changes you're making for public recognition. Change things because you need to change them, you know, because they add to your life. In the envy position, which is talking about how can you stop comparing yourself to others, we have the Chariot, and this is this is balancing pretty much. This is talking about, you know, being on a road and just always balancing the two horses, the two wheels, whatever. So you need to realize that everybody is doing that. Life is not, you know, Disney movie for anyone. And if you think about it, a Disney movie sucks anyway. I mean, to live in one, Jesus, no. I mean, I would rather not, and I don't think you would either if you think about it. But try to see that everybody is balancing. Everybody is just constantly on the brain, how do you say that? On the edge of just falling over and falling on our faces. No matter who we're, you know, talking about. It can be a big celebrity, because they can say something and then the whole world is trying to cancel them 5 minutes later. So no life is easy. It's all a balancing act. And yours too. So you will have, you know, better and worse days, and you need to just, you know, find that balance. For you, in this reading, finding balance is a very strong message. That would help. In the Pride position, which talks about how can you celebrate yourself better today, we have the cute snail, the Knight of Pentacles, but in the reverse. The Knight of Pentacles is a stable but slow-moving energy. So I would say you should do something that would pick up a pace, because the Chariot is forward movement as well. So you need to, you know, actually move forward with, because it's the Pentacles, I would say, your long-term goals. So do something today that would add to your long-term goals and long-term happiness, and not just, you know, some short term, yeah, let's go and, you know, eat chocolate because for 5 minutes I will feel better. Sorry, chocolate, I don't mean to be rude too, but work on your long-term goals and believe that they will be, you know, they will happen, because they will. And in the Slut position, which is the what can you do to step up or expand your self-care routine, we have the Ten of Wands, and yeah, it connects back to the bickering family issues in the first card, because this is carrying other people's burden, carrying too much when you don't need, because this little mouse is going home and is probably just wanting to take the, you know, apple home, but instead just taking that apple is carrying the whole freaking tree. So let go of other people's baggage and other people's drama, because it's not yours to carry. But yeah, like I said, with this, I think you're slowly realizing that you need to, you know, prioritize yourself, work on your long-term goals, believe that they will happen, and just let go of this, you know, bickering energy, because it's just keeping you back. And just do things because, you know, it works for you, and don't do it because you want other people to celebrate you for it, so to speak. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. Hope this helps. Please like this video and share it if you think that it would be helpful for other people. Considering subscribing, because that helps me and it tells me that you enjoy my content. And yeah, I think I've said everything. In November I'm doing, you know, more shadow work. If I still have time, then there's gonna be a link down below where you can reach out for a free reading if you need something, you know, if you need help with something. Other than that, please have a lovely day and hope to see you soon. Bye.